So a chain of title on a property is a little bit different than a typical title search. And here's what the factors are that go into it. This is Dave at titlesearch.com. A chain of title is basically an ownership record of all of the history of that property going back a fixed number of years or a certain number of owners. For example, a 50-year chain of title would chain together all of the ownership factors in that property. Could be companies, could be individuals, and it's going to chain from one owner to the next, leaving aside liens, mortgages, judgments, or what's called intervening records. It will just simply have the ownership of that property from one owner to another, and that chain should remain intact. There shouldn't be what's called any wild deeds or names which don't appear in prior ownership. If John Jones sells the property to Mary Smith should be the next seller of that property to, let's say, Sally Brown. There shouldn't be any random ownership in the middle or deeds which are not reflected on prior ownership names. So for running a chain of title, you need to know either the number of years in history that the chain will run backwards or the number of owners that you want to run backwards. And either way, that chain of title can be run by a professional title abstractor. One thing to keep in mind when running a chain of title is that the searcher will need to run backwards. They can't start 80 years in history because they don't know who owned the property then. It's easier to determine who owns the property now and chain backwards one owner at a time, making sure to account for any property splits or combinations. If you do have more questions about running a chain of title or how it might be done for your particular purpose, you can reach us at our website at titlesearch.com.